She was the president's #1 pick for the Supreme Court, but will she rule in his favor? A look at Amy Coney Barrett's voting record.
Anxiety and depression are surging as the U.S. faces a record number of COVID cases. How the pandemic is affecting mental health and ways to combat the stress.
And our own Lindsay Burrell is in studio to talk about election results and more.
Coming up next, hear the latest election results along with a COVID vaccine promise.
Hello, I'm Morgan Alexander.
And I'm Sarah Delmenthal. President-elect Biden is announcing his social distancing plan for the White House on the heels of Pfizer's promise that the vaccine is working.
We have Lindsay Burrell here to tell us what to watch for next in the Trump administration's pending lawsuit.
The Trump administration is suing the democratic process as Attorney General William Barr is looking into accusations of voter fraud. Biden has assembled a COVID task force, but the Trump administration maintains that it will not support the funding of this task force. And Pfizer has promise of a new COVID vaccine, which they state is already to be 90% effective.
Before I let you go, Lindsay, there has been rumbling that Lindsey Graham had put a donation into Trump's pending lawsuit. Can you inform our viewers what that's all about?
Absolutely. There is rumor that Lindsey Graham has actually donated $500,000 in aid of Trump for this lawsuit. But a lot of people are really questioning where is this money coming from. As he was running for re-elect in the Senate, he was actually putting out media blasts asking for funding for his very own campaign.
Thank you, Lindsay, for that important detail.
Following the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Amy Coney Barrett was nominated and confirmed nearly 2 months before the presidential elections. Caroline Riggs looks into why Barrett's appointment was controversial.
Nominating and confirming a Supreme Court justice during an election year does not occur often. President Barack Obama was told the Senate would not consider his nominee in 2016 because it was an election year.
There is a precedent for that, but you'd have to go back to the administration of Andrew Johnson in 1867. The last time the Senate just didn't do anything with the nominee.
The confirmation of Justice Amy Coney Barrett has stirred up controversy over the future of the Supreme Court and the number of seats there could be.
There was some discussion about Biden, the Democrats are going to add 2 seats to make up for the fact that Barrett was rammed through on short notice. That's not going to go anywhere with the Republican Senate.
Although her confirmation has caused much discussion, Barrett has stated that it is not her place as a judge to allow her personal opinions and beliefs to affect her duties. This is Caroline Riggs for Winthrop Close Up.
Coney Barrett's confirmation means she will be the 3rd female justice to serve on the Supreme Court.
With the number of COVID cases on the rise in the Carolinas, mental health professionals are receiving more cries for help. Up next, how to battle anxiety and depression.
What is our purpose? What does God say is our purpose or our reason for life? If the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. I want to know, what does God want me to do, because I have no idea where to go from here.
Medical professionals have seen an increase in cases of stress and depression due to the changes brought on by COVID-19. But people have been affected by mental illness long before the pandemic. Close Up Regina Cobb speaks with healthcare officials about what can be done.
Mental illness is a term used to describe a number of conditions, such as bipolar or depression, that affects the way a person feels or thinks. However, genetics can be a contributing factor that influence mental illness. But before healthcare professionals can prescribe the right medication, they apply a multi-step process to find the right treatments.
So it's kind of like trying on outfits. You have to try on different medications before you know which one's going to work for you.
If the medications or treatments prescribed do not work properly, it can cause a mental setback for the patient, which could lead to emotional stress.
There is a sense of hopelessness, like nothing is happening for them. They're not making any headway. So depressive, this is the point where depression starts stepping in.
When you're in that state of mind, it's like tunnel vision. You literally cannot see another way out. You're just so tired, you're exhausted, tired of fighting, your body's tired of fighting.
If you or someone you know is feeling stressed or your medication is not working properly, don't hesitate. Seek medical attention right away. Your mental well-being depends on balance, because mental illness is an ongoing mental battle that requires a lifetime worth of treatments. Regina Cobb for Winthrop Close Up.
For more information on mental health, contact Winthrop Health and Counseling Services at 803-323-2206.
The holidays are a hard time for many, but there are ways to combat the stress. Online shopping is known to lift the spirits for many of those who struggle during this time of year.
It affected me in a way that I wasn't able to even run my business for a little while. I had a little bit of stock left. I had to move home, and so I had a little bit of stuff there, but for the most part I wasn't able to go out thrifting for all these materials for, a couple months.
According to a study from Adobe, holiday shoppers will spend $11 billion online this year, up 33%. And that number could rise even more with another round of stimulus checks.
Searching for and actually finding the right apartment is starting to get more difficult for the beginning of Generation Z and millennials. Nationally, rent has increased about 2.5% and is constantly rising. The key to success is to make sure you have a budget, do your research, and prepare yourself to take on bigger bills. And this will aid in the process when renting.
The best thing for me was to move back home and save up my money after graduating college. The one-bedroom apartments in my area are going for about $1,200, and that's without utilities included. But I do want to move out on my own and have a sense of independency and just to be able to feel comfortable.
Searching for and actually finding the right apartment is starting to get more difficult for the beginning of Generation Z and millennials. Nationally, rent has increased about 2.5% and is constantly rising. The key to success is to make sure you have a budget, do your research, and prepare yourself to take on bigger bills. And this will aid in the process when renting.
Another change students are preparing to face is how the semester will conclude. At the end of November, students here at Winthrop will leave the campus for Thanksgiving break. Usually, students will return the following week, but the decision was made that all students would finish the semester remotely from their homes.
This is new for everyone. I know it's new for the professors, but it's also new for the students, and moving solely online and being at home is a totally different experience. So hopefully they'll just keep that in mind when it comes to final exams and scheduling.
The final 2 weeks of the fall semester will be finished online. As plans are still being put in place for spring semester, recently Interim President George Hine announced that all students returning to campus in spring will be subject to COVID-19 testing. I know for me, I'm excited to go home because my parents moved while I was here on campus, so I'm excited to go home and adjust to my new home. What about you, Morgan?
I don't know about you, but this semester has been very stressful, so I'm ready to go home and relax and also watch a lot of football games. And speaking of football, the NFL game attendance is low, but the tests for COVID-19 are high. More when we return.
Allez, venez, Milord, vous asseoir à ma table. Il fait si froid dehors. Ici c'est confortable, laissez-vous faire, Milord. Et prenez bien vos aises, vos peines sur mon cœur. Et vos pieds sur une chaise, je vous connais.
Get hooked on fishing with the Winthrop Fishing Club. Whether you're a seasoned tournament angler or a beginner looking for a new hobby, the fishing club is for you. We compete in tournaments, we hone our skills, and we make friends for a lifetime. We find our fun in fishing. For more details, please contact us at woobassfishing@winthrop.edu.
To stop the spread of COVID-19 among the players, coaches, and staff, the National Football League canceled the preseason games and cautiously moved into the regular season schedule. In addition to the canceled preseason, the NFL has added a number of protocols, such as limiting the number of fans inside the stadiums, wearing masks on the sideline, and getting tested on a regular basis.
There's 2 different swab tests I have to do on the first day. The second day, it has to be a 24-hour window. I have to test negative again. And if I test negative again, then the third day, I have to test negative again. And if I test negative that time, then I get to go into the stadium and actually start working.
Although the NFL has added restrictions to stop the spread of COVID, halfway through the season, teams are still testing positive for the virus, which has led to the rescheduling of several games. The Patriots have had 5 players to test positive for COVID, including star quarterback Cam Newton and 2019 Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore. Basketball season kicks off and the official practices for the women's basketball are in progress. The Lady Eagles start a new era as they bring in a bunch of newcomers and the addition of interim head coach Samika Randall-Lay. Lay believes that with this mix, the key is patience.
A lot of new faces out there, and they're trying to get to know one another. So off-court chemistry, we're trying to work on that within the guidelines of COVID-19.
They too have COVID-19 protocols in place during the practice. They will wear masks and use hand sanitizer. Like the NFL, COVID-19 has also impacted scheduling for the season. The Lady Eagles' first game of the season will be against Wofford College. And Sarah, I don't know about you, but as a sports fan, I cannot wait for basketball season to start.
I can't wait to be in the stands again and get cheering for our Winthrop Eagles. I absolutely love going to the games.
Yes, and with that, I'm Morgan Alexander. Thank you for tuning in this semester.
And I'm Sarah Downfall. Be sure to check out our Best of show.